Good evening, gentlemen. How are we? How are we on this fine Tuesday? Well, it's not actually a fine Tuesday, it's absolutely lashing down here. So, let me just get my stream shared and then we can start running through all the standings. And we've not got long left. I think there's only 3 races left, I do believe. So we can get some decent viewers in this week, because Tuesdays have been pretty poor, if I'm being honest. So hopefully we can get some numbers up. But yeah, here we are. We are season 11, round 10, round Singapore. So it should be a very interesting race. Evening, Prey. How are you, mate? I don't know if you said chaps. I don't know if Stiggy's in the. I don't know if Stiggy's in the. I don't know if he's in the chat yet. Let's find out. Let me get the stream shared. Bear with. Tuesday Elite. There we go. I did just see Stiggy type in. So Stiggy's not in the chat yet. So we'll just go forward with this now. Stiggy will be joining very shortly. But yeah, so we're here, Singapore. Let me run through the standings for you. Makes for pretty interesting reading. Pretty much as it has been for the last few races, we have pretty much a 2-horse race out in front. Waiting to see Mr. O'Reilly. How are you, sir? Vamos. Waiting to see if Arbeg Dory actually joins tonight. I do know he's slightly under the weather. He did message me the other day to say that he's going to try and race if he can, but I do know he's not feeling well. So let's get into the standings. As I did say, as I've mentioned there, it's pretty much 2-horse race out in front. Arbeg Dory with 371. 5 points behind Dave Riley. Then there's a big drop. Dave Riley's on 364. There's a big drop off then to third place, Looney Man, but it's pretty bunched up behind the front two. So it's a battle for the third place, if you want to call it that. Well, not call it that. It will be that. No saben ni pape de algo. Hey, ¿qué pasa, Pigeon? ¿Cómo está? ¿Todo bien? So yeah, we've got Looney Man on 342. Dental on 3238. Little bit of a drop off to Prof on 208, but then it's 195 Lee Webb, 187 Bassam, 186 Pray for Ye, 181 Speechy in ninth. So it's a bit congested behind the front two. And then there's a big drop off then to Alligator in 101. Calvin's only 3 races in, I do believe, so he's on 87 points. Then we got Disco Bobby 75, Mystery's not racing tonight 65, Royal Rumble 64, Max Lax 62. He hasn't been about for a few weeks. Maverick, he hasn't been about, also on 58. Jay's gone to a reserve on 58. Kian, Kempe, Tommy 2 Wise, Ex-Gonski and Hilly's on 0. The constructors, 101 points out in the lead currently, are Mercedes, and they pretty much going to have this sewn up because they've got 2 drivers racing again tonight, I do believe. And then, 101 points behind them. Don't know what school you went to, but 101 of 551 makes that 450. There you go. Bit of math lesson for you. Aston Martin, McLaren. Aston Martin also, they've constantly had 2 drivers turning up every week. So that's pretty good as well. I can see Looney Man and Prof are currently yet to pick their cars, but I'm sure they are the Aston drivers. McLaren on 429. Which is some going because a bulk of them points have been scored by Arbeg Dory by himself. Racing Bulls on 339. And again, it's all congested here as well from Racing Bulls downwards. Racing Bulls 339, Ferrari 335, Alpine 300. And then there's a big drop off then to Sauber on 150, Haas on 129, Williams on 89, and the Red Bulls on 70 points. So they are your standings, gentlemen, for the elite division. Let's jump in the chat. See who's here. Pray, how are you, bud? Speechy, how are you, mate? How are you, buddy? Mr. Riley, Alligator, Capasa Pigeon, Pigeon's about. Don't you race on Tuesday, Pigeon? Thought you raced on Tuesday, mate. So we've got Lee Webb in the chat. We've got Prof just waiting to pick his car. We've got Andre. We've got Dental. He's just pulled in to the. Only got 12, I do believe, tonight. A bit low numbers in Elite the last few weeks, but I do believe that's literally every driver. So yeah, Basson, how are you, mate? So yeah, we're still waiting for Arbeg Dory to come into the lobby. Because also, he did mention to me, he definitely is trying to race tonight because I think he's in Thailand. Shouldn't really let this go because Riley's going to be happy about this. But I do believe Arbeg Dory is going to be missing the Abu Dhabi race because he's in Thailand. So if there's 3 races left, which I do believe, including tonight, he's going to be missing 2 of them. So he really, I know he's feeling unwell, but he does really want to try and turn up tonight and claw as much points as he can. Mr. Webb, how are you, bud? How are you, mate? But how you feeling, mate? Big Dory, how you feeling, Ads? Hope you're feeling better, bud. Hope you're feeling well, mate. I told him to rest up yesterday. Oh, he's in. What we're talking about, he's actually in the chat. He's in the chat and he's in the lobby. There he is. He's there. Shout out to our Big Dory. Under the weather. Got a really bad virus, but he still turns up. Shagging trannies ain't going to do no good for the championship. Speechy. Speaking like a man from experience, mate. But yeah, nice event to race tonight. And yeah, Lee Webb, how are you, mate? Hope you're well, buddy. Hope you're well, pal. Thanks for all you boys for tuning in, jumping in the chat. I appreciate it. We've got 10 in so far. Except 1, 2. Let's get a bit of spat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. Tengo 11 pilotos. We have 11 drivers currently. Big, massive shout out, mate. Big, massive shout out, buddy. Big, massive shout out, Ads. It's not getting to Spain having a paella. Speechy, I'll put one on the end of your hooter, mate. Carry on with talk like that. Stiggy's not even here, mate. Stiggy's, I think Stiggy got detention or something like that. I don't know what's going on with Stiggy, but no doubt he'll join. He'll join soon enough. I do know he's running a little bit late. If he joins in quali, then I believe he'll end up on the grid. So we'll just have to box. We'll just have to box, and then it'll be in comms anyway. It'll be in comms. But yeah, again, massive shout out, our big Dory, mate. I know it's not nice sitting there. I don't know if you race on wheel or if you race on pad. But if you're sitting there in a chair and you're racing on wheel with your feet working and your hands working, you've got to be conscious. Yeah, it's not an easy job, mate. So I wish you all the best for tonight, bud. Wish you all the best for tonight. He's on wheel, so. And Singapore loves you, Pigeon. Singapore loves you, mate. And don't you worry about that, mate. Singapore loves a bit of Pigeon. I'm sure they eat it with noodles. We got our man Noodles. More than likely still got the shits from the overdone steak he done the other day. He cooked a steak and he overdone it. Pigeon can tell you about that. Pigeon knows all about that. He needs to learn how to cook a steak, does he, our Noodles? So it looks like, I believe we are waiting for one more driver. I see and there he is, the main man, Calvin. The main man, Calvin. He'll be jumping in his Alpine, I do believe. Yep, him and pray for you, teammates. So we've got two Mercs, we've got two Alpines, we've got one kick, we've got two Aston Martins. Two Aston Martins. No worries, Stiggy, mate. I'm here holding the firm, bud. I'm here holding the fort. We've got two V-carbs, one McLaren, one Haas, and I think that's about it. Oh, bang on, yeah, I've done that. I've done that previously as well, mate. I do it through your phone and all that, man. So yeah, it's pretty decent. But yeah, you're in the lobby, mate. You're in the lobby in spectator. I've already started our voice chat, so you should be able just to come in and jump straight in the voice chat, mate. But if you're driving, don't be rushing around getting yourself into trouble, mate. Just have a safe journey back. Calvin, evening, bud. Nice of you to join, mate. Hope you're well. Lee Webb. Lee Webb picked the Ferrari, but love it. No, Lee Webb. He was kicked out. He's been kicked out over the last couple of weeks. No, maybe you don't like your speech. Maybe you pissed him off. Because I've heard you're good at that. I've heard you're good at that speech. So maybe you pissed him off and he decided to jump ship. You left Ferrari to go to Kick Sauber. It says a lot about you, doesn't it? Only joking, speech. Come on, mate. I love your speech. He's always been kicked. What are you talking about, speech? His speech, he's got it all mixed up, mate. He's got it all mixed up. Got it all mixed up, his whole speech. He's always been kicked. Lee said, call him a Ferrari driver. He's going to come round and kick you in the head. Well, theoretically, old Alfa Romeo were Ferrari, wouldn't they? You know, but in the standing, it shows us Ferrari. We'll have to sort that out, won't we? We'll have to get on to Hilly about that. Speaking of Hilly, I need to message him. He wants me to commentate on Schumacher tomorrow. I have to let him know. If I can do it or not. See what I can do. So, yeah, around Singapore, you have to basically have maximum wings around there. You want to keep yourself out of the wall. And it's, very much trying to preserve quite a few heavy braking zones. So you want to try and preserve your... But again, I say that all the time, but it's so easy to recharge ERS around this track. And I do believe that is Basson. Basson's always an early riser. I said that. No, he's not. I'm wrong. That is Riley coming out of the pits, but he's just been beaten by an Alpine. And that Alpine is, pray for ye. No, I've got it wrong again. It's Calvin. Calvin's going to be the lead man. Calvin's not the lead man. It's Alligator. Mick, get your shit together, will ya? He looks like he was ghosted there for a moment, but he's already sorted about. So Calvin is the lead man round now. Being followed very closely by Dave Riley behind, the new member to our Vamos family. Done very well since he's joined my team. Very, very well. We're all round Azerbaijan, I believe, tomorrow. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow, jump in one of the streams. Schumacher, support Brasco, support Riley, or you want to jump into the centre stream with Armin and Frank, then you support Egolf Hazard and Famous Wayne. But currently got 39-point lead in the championship. 3 races left, including tomorrow's race. So, we're a little bit deep, Calvin. Vamos, Egolf. Just talking about you, mate. Just talking about you. I'm not too sure, mate. I may be on comms tomorrow, but I won't be in your division. It'll be in Schumacher. So we're on board with Calvin, who's going to get us off to our first flying lap around Singapore, the Marina Bay circuit. Wants to touch the brake here, ride all over that curve on the inside. You can take a bit of liberties with that curve there. Don't worry, mate. I'll have it on my phone, mate. I'll have it on my phone. Not worry about it. I'll be flicking backwards and forwards. Very decent lap. Danny boy, the pipes are calling. How are you, Pookie? Hope you are, bud. I think I might be. Oh, he won a bit wide, but he manages to get away with that there. There's Calvin. I was just saying, mate, be prepared for tomorrow, mate. I think I may got to see what I can do. Like I may be on comms and Schumacher tomorrow. If I am, you're going to get absolutely ripped. I'm going to rip shreds out of you because I love it, and you know I only do it out of love. But it looks a very decent lap here from Calvin so far. I think he's going to be the one here. Yeah, he was in Dublin, wasn't he? What was he in Dublin for? Let us know. Let the chat know. Yes, you know it, mate. You know it, mate. Oh, misses Dave, and he goes straight into the wall, and that's his lap over and done with, because I'm sure he's going to have a bit of damage. Yep, end plate off his car. So he will be pulling into the pit. So we're going to jump straight on board with Dave Riley, who is the car behind him. He will be the one to set the first representative time, because I believe Calvin, he set his time on a 1:27, but I'm sure Riley's going to boot that out of the water. No, he's not. He still had a decent lap there. Basson's retired from the session. If Basson, you got a quali ban or something? You got a quali ban, Basson, or what's going on? And even with that crash, he's absolutely flying as our Calvin. Look at that. He bucket into the wall, and he's still 6/10 ahead of Arbeg Dory. But do remember, Arbeg Dory is struggling a little bit tonight, so we'll give him a bit of a bly. Pray for he's just starting his lap. Got an Aston Martin just coming round now. This is Looney Man. He's on his out lap. We've got the kick Sauber that Speechy thinks a Ferrari. Curb sent me into the wall. Oh, so it was a legitimate DNF. Basson, you're just getting on with you. At least you're honest, mate. I would have just said, nah, I've got a quali ban, mate. So I would have said, nah, yeah, I've got a quali ban. Lee Webb. So that lap from Calvin, and we know he's got plenty of more time to find because he stuck it in the wall. Well, he didn't stick it into the wall, did he? He clipped it. That's our big Dory getting out of the way. Driver I want to jump on board with is old Andre Cordon Bleu. He's just coming to the end of his lap, and I do believe Pray for Ye's behind him. So it will be Cordon Bleu will be the next time to set a lap, or Alligator. No, Alligator should be on a fast lap. On the fight. Remember that season, Basson? I think it was when was it? When me and you were teammates. At the end of the season, on the app, you had like 82 overtakes or something. Oh, he just had a clip of the wall there. Big Cordon Bleu, Andre. But what does he go? He wants to put it in the 27s, 27.9. So that is an absolute fabulous lap there from Calvin. And we know we'll be able to put that into the sixes, definitely. Definitely could put that into the sixes. If you're going to jump on board with Looney Man, he's going to be the last man to set a representative lap. But yeah, I'm sure it was, man, wasn't it? It may not, that might have been an over-exaggeration, 1:27.9. Hello, Gaz, how are you, bro? It may have been a bit of exaggeration, I hate it. But I remember, because I remember after like 5 races, it was like 50-something. What was that? It was about 2, 3. I know it was definitely when I was racing. So you're looking at about maybe 3, 4 seasons ago. But yeah, Basson's the man with the overtakes. He absolutely clocked up some overtakes that season. So as we know, that just proves a point that it's not all about where you qualify, it's where you finish. That's what it's about. Prof's coming out now. I believe everybody's either going to be on an in-lap or Speechy going for another run. Look like Speechy might be going for another run. He's right. I know Riley always does a couple of runs, but he won't be doing it tonight because he's starting another lap. When they're a bit wide there, we'll lose a bit of time coming down this straight. So Riley's off again. Alligators, he's just coming over the line now. Alligator goes on a 1:27.4. Speechy improved ever so slightly, just under a 10th. Andre's coming into the pits. I believe that's Prey. Prey's pulling into the pit. We've got a Haas of Royal Rumble. Is he on a flyer? He could well be, or he might decide to abandon it. No, he's gonna finish his lap. Oh, just manages to keep it on track, and he improves by half a tenth there. There's Royal Rumble, and now there's another Aston coming round. I believe that was Looney Man, but is Looney Man pitting? No, Looney Man's going again. He's got a full tank of VRS. Oh, he's invalidated. So everybody's opted to do a couple of runs. How's it hanging, bro? Slightly shriveled and a little bit to the left, mate. Yeah, no, I'm good, bro. I'm good, mate. I'm good. So we've still got Calvin with his half a second gap at the front. Stephen, how are you, bud? How are you, mate? Hope you're well, buddy. So we've got everybody now. I'm sure Looney Man definitely. I'm sure Speechy's going to be boxing, unless he wants to try and put. He improved ever so slightly. Yeah, I was just saying that, Calvin, mate. Definitely, definitely. I'm definitely sure that you'll be able to put it into the 26s, mate. It cost you a heck of a time, at least 2-3 temps, I do believe, and you still manage. So people have got. If you've got 2-3 temps still in that car. Jeez Louise. Here goes our big Dory now. He's having a little wiggle down the home straight, down the pit straight, so maybe he's going to go for a warm-up lap. And those that have just tuned in, our big Dory is not well, but he's decided to turn up and put out, is it because he's an absolute legend of a fella. He's an absolute legend. So Flo, I want some support for our big Dory tonight. He's just doing absolutely legend things here at the minute. Sick as a dog, high fever, but he's still there, look, putting it round the track. He's the only man currently on a fast lap, or Prof could be as well, and we just jumped on Prof at the right amount of time, and he sticks it into the 7.6, just a smidge in front of Lee Webb. He's an absolute lemon squeezer, Stephen. You know it, mate. You know it. You know it. His name's Adil Arbegdori, but he's that much of a legend. If he's that much of a legend, I swear to God, if he was English, he'd be called Nick, because he's that much of a legend, Stephen. You know it, didn't you? And Stiggy's in the chat.
Hello.
Stiggy, how are we, Stiggy? How are you, bud?
Good, thanks, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. A bit of explanation here. Arbeg Dory's an absolute legend. He's absolutely sick as a dog, but he's still turned up.
Yeah, I mean, credit's due to Arbeg there for doing the cosmic sticking the muds as pigeon. Shove it, mate. But it was. I got a message off Arbeg Dory days ago.
Yeah, so did I, mate.
Explanation about his kind of illness, really. And I said, look, mate, you get points finishing the race. I mean, it's obviously a bit of a shame only having 11, 12 people in the race, but that's decent points, So in order, he's still not. Even if he rolls around absolutely dead last because he's ill, which he is, that's still a decent points for that could secure the championship.
Yeah, and if you, but what he told me, I don't know if he sent the same messages for you. I'll stick the Top Gun boys up your Top Guns, lads. He's actually told me earlier as well. He told me when he messaged me that he wanted to race tonight because he's actually going to be away for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Yeah, he can't really afford to miss the second race, which is a concern. I mean, he's already losing out. And what is a possibility of 50 points to Riley? Now, based on...
Arbeg Dory currently sits there with a 5-point lead.
Yeah, 5 points.
So very close.
It's not a lot. I mean, that is nothing, really. He needs to... he could lose out what's possibly 50 points to Riley. I think unlikely that he'll lose all those points to Riley. I think it's more likely he might lose sort of like mid to late 30s, maybe... something like that instead, simply because of the fact that Calvin so far is...
and he puts it into second place. He puts it into second place. And can I give you some context for the qualifying tonight? You see Calvin's time there, 1:27.1. That was the time he put it in the wall and lost an end plate about in the start of sector 3. So he lost easily 2-3 tenths on that lap due to going in the wall.
Did he bounce off it? I mean, I'm on board right now with Alligator. Do you see where he's going now? Has he already lost it kind of at this point? Actually, who's car to look at? You know, Lee Webb, actually. Kind of where he's coming out of that exit corner now. Did he bang it? Did he bang it there? Kind of.
No,
coming out
I think he'd done it. I think he'd done it just at the start of sector 3 on that corner, which does allow you to run at the end of the second DRS zone.
Oh, okay, yes, you were on corner ways now.
Where Looney Man is. Looney Man's coming up to that corner now, or Arbeck-Doran's approaching that corner now. He broke, went slightly deep, and he went into that blue. He went into that blue corner there. Yeah. So from this point onwards to the end of the lap, he had no end plate on his car.
So the good news is that absolutely the right sector to have the problem on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got straight. The straight will not be a problem, and the good news is that you won't really have any deficit of the straight. Perhaps small advantage actually, but it's that final couple of corners where he'll be having some problems out. I don't know if I actually on board. I think I actually have good news. I think I actually have Calvin's full data on here. I've actually viewed.
Yeah, and just while you're looking at the data, I normally try and keep it clean in my comms, but just a comment to them two Top Gun bum boys in the chat.
Is it by any chance Pirate Danny and Lil Pigeon?
You know, the two biggest bum boys in PGR, not even in PGR currently, in PGR history. You know what?
Behind me in the Sundays Championship.
Yeah, there you go. Big on Stiggy. Yeah. I love Danny. I love Pigeon. But when it comes to Wednesdays, they're a pair of bum boys. And not only that, look at their TP. He's the biggest bum boy of them all, old Maverick.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, yeah, massive. I mean, firstly, I've actually had time to speak to you since Sunday. I mean, thank you for driving today.
Yeah, no, but they deserved it. That was some drive, mate. That was some drive.
I'll be honest. I was pointed with my drop in the sprint race. I needed to do well because I mean Noodles has been on form recently and he's been kind of ever so slowly catching me in either sprints or the main races. And obviously, you know, I put it on pole in the sprint for this will be fine, I should be able to win this thing or keep Noodles at bay, and then immediately drop it, which is a little bit annoying, and then kind of got caught behind Rattigan, I think, for most of the race. And
what did you do? Was it a drop?
I basically lost the rear, so I think I either touched grass or lit the rear up too much and just spun it. So it was completely my own fault. It just basically, it wasn't, I don't know if it was a lapse of judgment or more commonly known as a skill issue. I think is more likely what the case was. But obviously, you know, that I had to, I decided to do something different in the main race, simply because I knew how fast
Stiggy goes up to 5th.
Yeah, I knew how fast Docker, Noodles and Pigeon were going to be in that race pace. And I was happy enough I kept up with it for that long on the medium and then just blitzed them on the softs. But even then, the problem is with the Netherlands, it's a hard track to overtake. It is really difficult to overtake.
I hate it. You may have heard me in comms, mate. I hate Netherlands with a passion, mate.
P3, yeah, you can do. There are a couple of chances. I mean, I tried it on Rattigan a couple of times on the outside. You're like banked right at the end of the first sector. If you get a run, got a chance there, and then into turn 1. If you're not in a DRS train, apart from that, it's almost impossible, right? And that's the difficulty that we've got here. So, yeah, happy to do something different, but I think the championship now, there's 9 points in me and Noodles with 3 races to go, which is nothing. So it's ridiculous.
But yeah, look, we're coming back to this. Has Prof? I'm just thinking now. It's Prof and Stiggy. Stiggy. Prof and Speechy, they've already done their lap, so they're gonna have time to set a second lap, but it's going to be on used. It's going to be on used tyres.
Currently, right now, Prof is on. Prof's got the warning light off fuel, so he's done. Prof's done for the day. As for Speechy, he's got 3 laps of fuel on board. I think according to the top right-hand corner of his steering wheel. I know you might see it based on your interface, but it looks like 3 laps of fuel on board. So Speechy's going to go again.
2.9,
Prof is done. Prof is done. There's nothing more he can do. So that's it for him. I mean, who else?
Yeah, he's
we've got
Proff's on
Andre.
0.5. 0.5
Andre
is
on a
Proff.
lap here. Let's go on board with Andre. Currently 2.5 tenths up, I think, coming into the middle sector split. Or first sector, sorry. Gets it rotated in nicely. Massive use in front of the exit DRS open. Let's see how he's doing in the end of the middle sector. He's 7 tenths up. So right now, Andre's on for pole.
Yeah, but remember, we still got Calvin out on track with that lap time. He lost a lot of time. I'll tell you who is in trouble, Looney Man. Looney Man's on the invalidated lap. And he's got 80, so he's not going to make it. So Looney Man's out. Yeah, Looney Man's done.
Through the final corner now. As I've looked, flicks it in nicely. Keeps a bottle pin. It should be purple.
First man into the 26s. 26.9. What's Calvin got? Calvin's still in the guts of his lap. So who's this coming round now? That is Looney Man. So he's not going to. The next man to cross the line, I believe, will be that blue car there. This is Alligator, who's finished his quali. So Speechy will be the next man. Speechy's the next man. Yeah. And I believe after Speechy will be Calvin. And Calvin's 2.5 tenths up. And he has passed the point where we made the mistake. So goes a little bit deep there, misses the apex. I don't think Speechy's going to improve. No, he doesn't. And here goes Calvin. How deep into the sixes can he go? And he makes it. And he makes it.
I mean, Calvin, I think, been a little bit too risky there. I mean, he properly put that final corner there. I think he could have got away with finishing second. I think in quali.
I think Riley's done. Riley's done. Riley's just pulled over for Arbedory.
Arbedory's out of this yet. Let's have a look. Middle sector apparently for the McLaren. Coughing and sputtering away inside that cockpit. Gets it turned in nicely.
Nice rotation there.
Yeah,
gets right close to the wall.
It should be foot flat to the floor here. Flicks it in down to 6th. Ran out of deployment. Is it enough?
Oh, you know what? I'll be honest with you. No disrespect to anybody else. I think a healthy Arbedory puts that in pole, or thereabout, at least second. A healthy Arbedory.
He'd done better, I think, but that's a good effort. I mean, third place. Thing is, Arbedory, got to bear in mind, is that, I feel bad to Calvin for saying this. He's not a threat. Calvin is not a threat for this championship. Arbedory does not need focus on Calvin, right? This is all about how close am I to F1 Riley, and the gap is you are 4.5 tenths up, and he's 4th position behind you, mate. So Albert here, I think, has done everything he needs to do to protect that championship going into the final couple of races at the end of the season. Just checking here. After this, we've got Japan and Abu Dhabi, so points on offer wise at the moment. Arbedory needs to do well here in order to make this work against Von Riley. So nice and close.
But no matter what happens over these next 3 races tonight, I know Arbedory is going to miss Abu Dhabi, but I'll tell you what though, between the two of them, he sent me some stats the other day. Arbedory, he's got like 8 podiums, he's got a few wins. It's been an absolute battle for the ages between Arbedory and I don't think they've been more than 10 or 15 points apart for the whole season.
Championship yet? He hasn't, has he? No.
I don't think so.
Sounds a bit like Pirate Danny. The fact he has a fair few race wins, but not a single championship win for his name. Pirate Danny, mate. Well, explain yourself for that one.
Yeah, but Pirate Danny, he ain't got a championship because he's a bum boy and he races for Top Gun.
I think I've got 4 or 5 in. I mean, I've got, I think, 2 champions, a Masters, and I've got Fridays. Sunday is the one I don't think I actually won yet, so hoping to add that to the tally.
I've got 2 championships. I think I may not have mentioned it on streams before, but I've got 2 championships. 1 minute, Stiggy. My daughter's calling. It's better.
That's all right. I'll carry on. You know about that. I'll
no, it's all right. No, that's all. I'm not shouting at the telly. Just shouting at the telly.
So, I don't know about you, but so you're telling me, Mick, that you're a multiple-time PGR champion, and Pirate Danny in PGR. Is that?
I'm actually, you can call it multiple. I got 2, and my 2 are actually back-to-back. If 2 back-to-backs, drivers and constructors. Basson was my first teammate for the first one, and I don't know if you've seen him floating about the lobby. I do know he's just returned, but my second one was with Taylor Danny.
Yes, I think I've gone for
Albeit my second one was a bit fortuitous. The first one, I'm not going to lie, I run away with that. But my second one was a little bit fortuitous. Started off flying the season. Taylor Danny come back into it. And then I was 7 points behind going into Abu Dhabi. He was 8 seconds in front after 10 laps. Safety car come out, pulled us all back into a group, and then the numpty put it into the back of the safety car. And I ended up finished second to Tuck and won me the championship.
Well, you're not to finish first you have to finish.
There you go.
I think it says enough really here, it's not about...
And to this day, I still remind, because he's our reserve driver for Vamos, and even now I still remind him about it all the time.
But you're champion of crashing. Speech, mate, you're talking a lot of smack for someone who finished every race with at least 3 seconds penalties, mate. So, how about a speech? You can feel free to shout at me, mate, if you finish this race without any penalty. You took a couple of warnings, we're okay with, mate. Everyone gets a warning. But if you finish this race, mate, without a 3-second penalty, then you can call me whatever you like. How's that sound? Because so far,
there you go. Yeah, I'll take that.
I think you've lost about probably 50 or 60 points at least by your track limit violations. And that's on you, mate.
Hola.
Say hola.
Hola.
Say hola, Stiggy.
Hola.
Yeah.
She's coming. Mummy's let her put a dress on, so she wants to come into the front room and show me her princess dress. Right, Daddy's gonna start racing now, baby. Ven con mama. Venga, adios. Adios.
Adios. Yes. Righto. So, okay, let's have a look what everybody's on my wise.
I just checked that, mate. All mediums.
I'm surprised that the likes of Riley haven't gone for something different here. This track is not easy to overtake on. Let me just double check my
I think a lot of people, even though it's on reduced, safety cars on reduced, I think a lot of people have been put off by going the hard first because very high chance of a safety car around Singapore.
I think the hard is not really a race tyre. So I'm just looking at my details here. The softs are pathetic. They are maybe do they can maybe do 9 laps, the softs, right? But they're going to be worn out after about 7. The medium, so it is medium hard, but the hard is a one race tyre, right?
Yeah.
And that's the first problem. So we're expecting drivers to ideally take these mediums till about 15 laps, and then I expect they'll probably do the rest on the hard, maybe even take the mediums on. You might actually see overcut being useful here. But I'd surprised personally if there's a safety car early though. This car's at the end. The hards will do the full distance flat out.
So we're on 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're just about to start. I'm on the rear wing as we always do on Calvin. Calvin's had a decent start. Our Big Dory's just behind. Well, no, it's not. It's Andre's just behind him. Our Big Dory, followed by Lee Webb. There's a bit of to and fro through the midfield. Looney Man's had a great start. He's up 2 places, but he's now just lost one of them now to Speechy. Speechy's lost 1. Riley's gained 1. Riley needs to start gaining positions as much as he can.
Yeah, absolutely. I
think
Riley's got his work out here. I think he wants to do everything he can. So let's carry on and see what everyone's doing so far. Any kind of race, it looks like someone might be down the inside. I think Newman's better off it, but everyone seems to get through cleanly in the first sector of the race. So Andre and Big Dory
Alligator very close to the rear end of Pray For Ye. Did he touch and get a little bit of damage? No, he hasn't.
Calvin made a mistake. Andre, I haven't looked down the inside and thought better of it. Looks like Calvin went really wide at the middle sector split. So Andre already breathing down the back of the Alpine. The pressure is going to put him under insane. Look at Andre.
And he's gone deep again. He's gone very deep. He does not look comfortable at the minute.
Go for it, Royal Rumble.
That's the house of Royal Rumble.
He'll carry on. That seems so far okay.
He's lost an end plate. He's lost his left end plate.
Yeah, so this will be hard to the end now for Royal Rumble. He'll probably undercut and get back into the pack once they've all pit. But I think apart from that, this is race over. I think
he's struggling slightly at the minute. Calvin, he's locking up nearly every corner.
He is at the moment. Yeah, let's get him on board with the behaviour of that Alpine as Royal Rumble comes in. I think Royal Rumble playing out at the moment. Calvin, I'll double check to see if his wing's intact. It looks like it is on what I can see, but he's
locked up again. And Andre has a big moment. A big moment may give our Big Dory the run on him. But I think Arbigdori was so close to him that when he had that moment, he had to get out the throttle, otherwise he was ending up. He was ending up inside his car, I do believe.
Absolutely, yeah. Andre is currently isn't doing enough to get a run on. Sorry, I'm had some wine. Isn't enough of a run on Calvin. But this is a good start so far between these two cars. I think it looks like everyone's staying in the PGR. I think it's the first driver at risk to break the train. So I'm assuming that Alligator will be squaring up on the back of PGR in the coming laps. As Basson obviously as well, I think, suffering in the back. Has he got, looks like his wing attacked as well. So Basson must just be suffering with a skill issue. And again, Andre all over the back Calvin in the middle sector.
Yeah, got an aerial view here. And he's got it, he's got it down.
Fast and healed again. He sees Calvin, Andre.
But I don't think this straight's not long enough to.
No, it's not long enough.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. That he's really struggling. He's really struggling to hit the apexes. It's Calvin at the minute.
Yeah, this is a big threat here. So it's actually the first time I've seen anybody putting Calvin under this much threat. I mean, Arbigdori and Calvin were kind of working together in their first race, and then kind of just finish off 1-2 here. But it looks like at the moment Andre is putting Calvin under every single threat he can as their map times.
Lee drops at 31-2
at the moment. Arbigdori, I think, just happened.
Big knock up again, and this is not going to be doing his tyres any good.
No, Arbigdori here could actually take both of these guys on a 90% battery. I'll just jump on board with Calvin because I do have his Delta. Because luckily for me,
Arbigdori hits the wall. Arbigdori hits the wall. Has that caused him any wing damage? No, it hasn't.
Carlos intact, as far as I'm aware. Andre down the inside of Calvin into the end of the first sector split, gets it done. Calvin not looking to get him back. So the good news is, at the moment, Calvin's sharing with me his telemetry, sharing his full telemetry, obviously everything he's got right now. So Calvin actually has wing damage. Calvin's got wing damage, 20% damage to the front left of that wing. You can't visually, you cannot see it, but there is damage to that front wing of that Alpines. This is what's been causing the problem here. It's not. This is what this telemetry thing does here. I'll photo mix so you can see what I'm looking at. Because it'd be good for you to kind of look at what I'm working with. But yeah, it looks like we've got.
And he's just hit the barrier. I think Andre's just hit the barrier, unless that was a glitch. But now look, I'm sitting on board with Calvin. Now Andre in front looks to be all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, this is so Calvin. I think at the moment, it's 20% damage, but it's not impossible. You can definitely see it's not Calvin's confidence. I've just sent you a photo, Nick, to have a look what I'm dealing with. But it doesn't look like there's been enough confidence for Calvin. But he'll definitely be protecting that wing. It looks like Basson or Prof. The Prof is the one that spun it in the back of the screen. He's carried on. Is Prof going to put it in the pit lane? Yes, he is. So Prof's going to be probably putting the hards on to the end of this point as Calvin falls to third place behind Arbigdori. Prof's feeding in the pit lane as well. So this is race over now for the Aston Martin, unless it's a late race safety car. But Calvin right now is suffering heavily on that front left. The good news is this is more of a right side heavy as Calvin again. The three abreast almost going into the first sector
pushing Arbigdori through the corner.
Arbigdori. The thing is, well, with Calvin, this is knackering his. Calvin hasn't got the stopping power he used to have. So he'll be suffering heavily with this right now. Tyres are wearing about 3.5% a lap to Calvin's worst tyres, 12% at the moment. I'm sorry to release that publicly, Calvin, but you have the UDP telemetry on. I'd rather everybody have this. It'd be great to see as a commentator what everyone's doing, how their car is behaving. But again, Calvin's carrying damage, right? And the other drivers can't see that, but they can see it in his pace. They can see it in the attitude of the car. And that's what's going to make the difference. And again, Andre suffering as well, so he's having some problems. Sadly, I can't see Andre's.
I did see Andre coming down the straight. He got a bit too close. I thought it may have been a glitch, but maybe it wasn't. But his right rear tyre hit the wall.
Right.
So I don't know if that's just his confidence or.
Yeah, and it's not just another shout out actually to somebody else who's suffering. Again, Alligator, and again has his UGP telemetry turned on. So Alligator's suffering with right front wing damage, 20% damage to the front right side of that wing. So Alligator currently is doing everything he can, and this is worse for him because of all the.
I'm on board with Arbigdori now. Is he going to go for a move? No, he took quite a wide line through that bend on the straight. Oh, and he's had another slide, Andre.
So this is the traction control here. So I think at least Andre is definitely running traction control, and as much as it supposedly benefits the driver, the thing is, you get a lot of drivers like this who just plant their foot and expect the game to help out. That's not how this is designed to work. Traction control is supposed to, you know, assist you when you make a mistake, when you lose the rear, right? But you're planting their foot and they're basically forcing those tyres to spin up. They're generating heat, they're using more fuel, they're using more battery. All that is happening to those rear wheels, whereas someone maybe, I don't know if Dory is either driving it differently or he's not running TC, or I haven't looked at the actually in the car. So I bet Dory looks to be using traction control, but he's doing a better job of it. You can see why the throttle inputs. He's kind of progressively putting that throttle pedal down and allowing the car to work with him, as opposed to Andre.
Oh, Calvin picked up a 3-second time penalty.
That's it already. So Calvin now, and this is that wing damage for you here, he's just affecting that nose, and he's just washing out. Calvin will probably have to change this in the pit lane, but the question is...
Right, he's going for a move down the inside of Lee Webb. Lee Webb breaks later, but he's going to run right off track.
Yeah, so this is fair game. It looks like Lee Webb did manage to maintain the position, but he did maintain it off track. I think this is fair enough because he was the defending car.
Yeah.
And that move wasn't really on, I think, if Lee Webb had kept on track. So I think...
It's every driver on jump. Here goes Arbeg down the inside for the
Speech is going to the inside of Riley as well. No, he's not. Speechy thinks better of it. So far, have a look, bit of commentator's curse here. Has Speechy got any track limits warnings?
He's had a big moment there, Andre. He's going to come under attack now from Calvin. Calvin gets the move done. Royal Rumble picks up a 3-second time penalty. It's every time I'm on board, it seems everyone is struggling. Everyone.
Yeah, this is a really heavy track when it comes to kind of your...
and Calvin's gone deep. Calvin's hit the wall again. Check his right wing. Stiggy.
Yeah, Calvin will check his... But yeah, so Calvin's now carrying damage on both sides of the track now. He actually lost an end plate there, I think you can see. Has he yet? So naturally... So he's now got 20% front left.
Andre's just gone deep.
Front...
Everyone is struggling at the moment.
Arbeg Dory's handed this on a plate, but yeah, so Calvin now will have to change his swing in, when he comes to the pit. The question is when. Does he want to box early, make use of those hard? But right now, 26% damage to the front right-hand side, 20% to the front left-hand side of that front nose on that Alpine.
And look at that, Arbeg Dory's now 1.9 out in front, and we know throughout the whole field, but this is where...
Royal Rumble's dropped it on track. Is he carrying on? Yeah, carrying on. He's got wing damage, but he carry on, so no VSC. But Arbeg Dory's gone. This has been a godsend. Arbeg Dory right now suffering with...
Speechy and Looney, man, having a right old ding-dong here at the back. And there's someone's just had I think Alligator might have just broken more of his wing. I just see a load of carbon fibre on my screen. I'm not too sure who it was from, though.
Yep, Calvin down the inside of Andre. Andre having nothing of it going around the outside of him into the end of the sector split. They've got to keep this close. All fair so far. Helicopter cam doing me a favour here, because Andre managed to defend the position nice. You can see it again. Calvin again looking down the inside into the... He's got it VSC deployed.
Oh, he's just done it.
So there'll be drivers. So you think you managed to get that done? There'll be a delta now. I think Lee Webb then might have to yield to Andre, because actually I think, to be fair, Lee Webb, unless he got...
Royal Rumble, 10 seconds, and he's had enough for today.
So I think at this point now, Andre needs to consider...
Does Calvin, if he can get round in time, does Calvin use this VSC? Does Calvin use this VFC to pit if it's still there?
If it's still there, yeah, I think there's a benefit doing it regardless at the moment, because he'll get that wing chase. He'll be on the hards, and the hards will go to the end from here, no questions asked. And if it's a safety car, he's already restarted. So I think Calvin needs to take this chance here and just box. Maybe I think he might have to take the chance here and see if he was picked for a new win. He's going for it. Pass to the end here for the Alpine driver.
Watch the entry. Oh,
yeah, he gets it started. He'll be in clean air for the remainder of the race, which is good news for him until he catches back up. I suspect his pace will probably be fast out of anybody over those once he gets those hard tyres heated up again and the medium runs to the only rate. I'll see if I've got Delta on right now. Speechy, so I've got
big massive moment again on entry.
Speechy has got more damage, so again Speechy.
Here goes Dave Riley down the inside. Dave Riley puts his car up into third, trying to limit the damage. And he runs deep.
He's run deep. Back to Andre. He's got to let that go. Riley needs to let that one go, and he has done. That's it. He yielded the position there to Andre.
I don't think he may have had to let that, because he had the move done well before the corner.
Yeah, he had the move done, but it's just lost it on the brakes, and I wouldn't be happy with that. If someone just decided to go deep on the brakes and cut back in front of me, that's not going to be a fair move, if you ask me. Andre, fucking hell, look, what's he doing? I mean, this is ridiculous. These tyres are suffering heavily. Speechy right now is suffering 46% damage to the front right-hand side of that wing on that Ferrari, end plate loss, and he's keeping up with them. This just shows, again, as Riley's got damage there. Riley definitely's got wing damage. I think that's an end plate loss as well for the Mercedes.
That was a bit from Andre there. That was a little bit, I don't know.
We'll see what happens here. That'll probably be in the incident reports here, but this is insane.
I mean,
Lee Webb and Al-Baghdadi here have been given a silver platter here. Riley here. Andre's going to call it a day. He's into the pits for a new set of tyres, and that's a penalty for Speechy. Already 9 laps in, and Speech is already mad for track limits violation. Now, I mean, to be fair to him, he is running heavy wing damage to the front right-hand side of that Ferrari.
Riley's really struggling. Riley's really struggling with that wing damage now, and I think he's going to be a little bit. I think peeved. Peeved is an understatement, really. I was on board with Riley, and Andre had his car in the middle of the track. Speech is going to go for a move down the inside. He had his car in the middle of the track. Dave Riley picked his line, and he drifted over into him, and he got wing damage. So
absolutely, yeah. So I'm just wondering here. So it looks like I don't think Andre. I'm not sure actually if Andre went for a new wing or not. I don't know, because Calvin's come out only 3 seconds behind him. And was Calvin in front of Andre when he boxed? I think he wasn't he? So that's
Lee Webb pulled back Al-Baghdadi.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, that's it. So, yes, absolutely. Then Andre did not put a new wing. Andre just wanted out of the fight. He wanted that clean air. Calvin already only 3 seconds behind Andre, so those two will be fighting soon. Lee, we need to keep our eyes on the duo, given the air time, because Al-Baghdadi and Lee have been given this podium on a silver platter here so far. If they keep each other and work together, right? Because looks like Al-Baghdadi, you can tell he's suffering in the attitude of that car. He's definitely happy in there. I think Al-Baghdadi will be happy to work with Lee Webb if you're both listening, work together, right? I think there'll be some DRS swapping involved here, just to prioritise and gap those cars behind, because this is all going to count here. Let's see what happens in between these two going into the end of the first sector. Al-Baghdadi's already charging his battery here, so we'll see if he just kind of yields. We'll check the attitude of the car. I suspect Lee Webb will come by here whether Al-Baghdadi likes it or not. The question is, Al-Baghdadi using overtake? He didn't want it. Al-Baghdadi got his foot down. He don't want it. He wants to lead. So Al-Baghdadi happy to have a race between the Sauber driver, who actually couldn't even get the move done. So
Calvin's as fast as that 1:31.1.
Yeah. So I'll have a look at Al-Baghdadi's last lap time to see what that gap is. Al-Baghdadi's last lap 33.3.
That's a bit of a tricky entry.
What was Calvin's lap again? 31.1. So this is Calvin is catching Al-Baghdadi at 2 seconds a lap right now.
Wow,
so he's already gained half of that wing damage replacement back, right? He's already gaining that back, and the tyres won't be bad. The medium runners will be starting to have deterioration. I'll check on Speechy, because I know I've got his delta. So Speechy's tyres really heavy on the rear, actually. That front right, 24%, rear right, 29% tyre wear. So Speechy's having a lot of damage to the front right of his car. Understood, because of the wing damage, and that's probably escalated that. So based on the footage right now, I suspect that they'll be definitely have to box before lap 20. But I wouldn't be surprised if I see Speechy in the end of next lap. I don't know why Riley and Speechy are staying out, unless they're catching the cars in front. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled.
Yeah, they are, because it was 4.2. It was 4.2. Oh, caution sector 1, caution sector 1. Who was that?
It's Lee Webb.
Lee Webb, oh!
Lee Webb's had contact. Both had contact. We weren't watching, but Lee Webb's got wing damage. Al-Baghdadi and Lee Webb have contact because Riley and Speechy have caught up. And this means Andre is now leading the race. Andre will be net lead, and Calvin will be P2. These two guys pitted 7 laps ago now, and the guys on those medium tyres need to pit right now.
Yeah, it's going to be losing it.
From this point, a safety car now will be mediums to the end. I think for those, so a lot of people like Prof, for example, who's back in again, actually, I think Prof must have damage or be calling it a day, will jump on board. Prof's got, I think, more wing damage. He'll probably be on the medium, serving his penalty. But I'm expecting, to be fair at the moment, that these guys will probably have to pit for hards just to try and have a chance at the end of the race, because Andre and Calvin are going to be taking chunks of time.
Remember what we know, and what we know currently also as well is Riley, Speechy, and Lee Webb and Alligator all have wing damage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so they're all definitely suffering right now with issues with the damage. I'm just checking. So Arbeck-Dory's second sector split was a 1:11.7. I'm just going to quickly check Andre's time.
Arbeck-Dory doesn't pit. Riley doesn't pit. Speechy pits. Lee Webb pits, which is quite a given,
not
really.
surprising.
So they get slowed down nicely. Yeah, they get nicely slowed down.
I'd assume this would be a wing change of both these guys. I'll have a look first. Speechy's going to get a new wing. Is it going to be for Lee Webb as well? Let's check the safety.
I presume so.
Is there a new wing there? Yeah, there's a new wing in there. For these
so
guys will get fresh wings.
Now let's jump on board with Andre. Andre's already going past the pit lane.
Andre with a 1:30.9. Arbeck-Dory's last lap 37.9. That's 7 seconds gained. I know there was an accident between Arbeck-Dory and Leo. 7 seconds. That entire pit loss time that Calvin had changing his wing was just gone. Never mind the undercut. So this right now, let's have a look. Looney Man comes out. So it's clear. Calvin, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Andre is currently 9.5 seconds clear of Looney Man. So this is a fight now.
That's 6.6 seconds ahead of Calvin because he has that 3-second time penalty.
Absolutely, Calvin obviously suffering with that wing damage early on. Gave him that penalty. Probably washing out. This is Andre's race to lose here.
Lee Webb come out behind Basson.
Yeah, this is mad. I mean, pray for ye. Again, it's going to be all over the back of Looney Man in the coming lap. Same for Speechy. Again, all these guys have got fresh wings now, so they need to not mess up. They need to bring these home. They're doing 20 laps on these tyres. There's going to be a relentless stint now from all of these guys in this, not in the top 3. Yeah, Arbeck-Dory. Can't believe
Riley stays out
again.
Alligator stays out.
Riley right now is running around with clearly heavy wing damage. That front right is 30% worn. No, sorry, I can't tell, but he hasn't got an end plate. So there's clearly some major damage to that right-hand side of the front wing of that Mercedes. Why is he carrying on? Is he trying to do medium soft and just hope he can make the time?
I very much doubt it. Or that he's banking on a safety car.
I feel that's an option, but right now, for a safety car, I think it's most likely anyway. The likes of Andre and Calvin will put on a fresh set of mediums again.
Yeah, and also
they'll have a second set from qualifying point of views.
And also, as was declared in the chat earlier on, safety car is actually on reduced for this race.
Yeah, this being a track that's quite known for safety cars, so any kind of accident will bring Mylander out of his shell for God knows how many laps.
And he has a big moment, big tank slapper there, does Andre, big massive tank slapper. But at the start of this lap, he was that time was 15 seconds. He's now 13 flat behind Alligator. Yeah. He just caught them 2 seconds in half a lap.
Very much due as well. Calvin has not got the pace today. This is a great in qualifying, but right now Calvin is losing time to Andre. He can't keep up with him.
Big time, yeah.
It looks to me like Calvin's wing is fine. 0 damage to the corner.
He just seems to be struggling in his race.
Yeah, he is. It looks like he's just struggling. I think the tyre temperature seem okay.
Riley's
pit.
Riley's
in. So these two are going to come out absolutely.
And he's changing his wing. And he's changing his wing as well. So this currently is Andre's race to lose.
Yeah, Andre's coming in for a new wing. Alligator coming in for a new wing as well. So this is it now to the end of the race. I mean, apart from obviously Prof, bless his heart, hopefully working out for a safety car. To just try and bring it home to the end and get those points. But
Riley's going to fall right behind Lee Webb now.
Yeah, and this is the problem with staying out that long. They've realised too late the advantages and the undercut. They saw the lap times Calvin was pumping out, and they could not have gone, oh, he's doing that with wing damage. No way. There's no way. So this is it. This is the race now to the end. And Arbeck-Dory somehow isn't out of this yet. Speechy moves up into P4, gets around the outside of Looney Man finds Speechy now. Let's see if he can unleash any of that pace, get any more corner cut and get himself back up to the back of Arbeck-Dory. But
Oh,
Let's
Riley
see
nearly
here.
sticks it into the wall. Riley nearly sticks it into the wall.
Andre got a penalty.
Oh!
So Andre with a penalty now. So this is, admittedly now this has been equalised. The race at the front has been equalised, but the person who could benefit from this is our big Dory, because he hasn't got a penalty right now. And right now,
and he's got four laps fresher tyres also.
He has. He got 5 lap fresher tyres. He's about 3 seconds off the back of Calvin. He needs to dispatch of Calvin and get by, and get dragged up to the back of Andre is how he needs to make this.
Oh, he goes very close to the barrier there. There's our big Dory using all the track there. Wow.
He's talking about, I think he sees
what's there we go, 130.6
for the McLaren. Yep. Great job so far. Our big Dory, look, the understeer though, that McLaren is suffering right now. It's just not the happiest place to be. But, you know, he seems to be doing everything he needs to do to, you know, guarantee himself a better shot at the championship. Bear in mind he's missing a race, and his main rival right finally he's sat in 9th.
Yeah, but he's just about to join the back of this DRS train behind Lee Webb, but then there's literally 1, 2, 3, 4 cars, 5 cars in touching distance of Dave Riley, and he's sitting on the fresher tyres than all of them.
Yeah. This is no for Dave Riley either. I think it's unlikely he'll be able to catch back up to our big Dory. I mean, bear in mind, obviously, he's 7 seconds off him now. Our big Dory putting in the God's work, and he's taking another second out of Calvin. You can see him in his sights now. Calvin, I'll double check the sector times, but he's suffering right now.
Yeah, he's struggling.
38.5 for Andre. Let's have a look at Calvin. 38.6 for Calvin. Our big Dory, 37.7. So a sector right now, our big Dory's taken out of this, of Calvin and our big Dory. Fastest man in the middle sector again, our big Dory by, apart from Riley, who must be in DRS now, which he is.
Well in DRS now.
The web fight, yeah. But
then he's just caught in this train now. He's going to have to try and pick these off one by one.
Yeah,
and they're literally exactly the same on DRS as well. But he has a great exit on that corner there. There's Riley. Is he going to try and make a move down into turn 1? And I think he will, because Lee Webb hasn't had a great exit.
Look at it, they're both fusing. To the inside, Riley's going to go turn 1, get it stopped. He's gone off track, he's got to yield back. That's not a fair move. He's got to let that one go. He did that on the brakes there and went deep back. Otherwise, Lee Webb should be rightly reporting that one to the stewards. Riley did not need to do that. He needs to let this one go. He will not be happy with that one at all. No, that there's the kind of move that we don't need to. I think he's jumped Calvin now. So
wow. But that's cost him another second. He's now 5 seconds behind.
We were talking
and also talking about that.
Riley.
Yeah, Riley's letting go. Riley's letting go. Well done, Riley.
Yeah, I think Riley to yield back there. Thank God Riley was listening there, Riley, as well. I think Lee Webb would have reported that. So Lee Webb now needs to push up to the back of Batson again and you know, take Riley with him. But that's not the kind of move Riley needs to be doing, and that's not championship winning moves right there. But our big Dory is taking chunks of time. I'm just trying to look at the lap delta. Last lap for Andre, 31.9. Calvin 32.0. Our big 30.7. So the moment our big Dory lapping north of the second a lap faster than Andre. 37 for Andre. 30.9 for our big Dory, another 2 seconds faster that lap, and he had to go by Calvin. So absolutely awesome stint there from the driver, who at the moment is favourite to win, and somehow again he's been in an accident.
And Looney Man's getting himself back onto Speechy now as well. He's getting himself in DRS zone. He's just going to be putting along Prey, Basson, Lee Webb, and Riley's got all the way back after being 1.7 behind Lee Webb. He's now got all the way back into DRS. Needs to reset and try and do this again. Maybe we can have a bit of team tactics here, because actually Lee Webb has lost DRS to Basson in front. And then he's going down the inside. A very unusual overtaking place, but he doesn't get it done. Lee Webb hangs it around the outside.
Riley. Fair try from Riley. I quickly change my headset battery whilst you're talking. My head's about to die. Please carry on, Mick.
Yeah. So yeah, as of now, but he's fell back out now. We've got Cordon Bleu. But our big Dory's nearly in the 3 second window. Just as we join him, he pulls into that window. So currently, if the race stops now, our big Dory is the winner. Calvin is 3 seconds behind. And Speechy's slowly but surely
Riley,
pulling
switch back. Riley. It's a bit of a switch back there from Riley. Mercedes.
But they're just losing time now. They're losing time to Basson now. They're 2.5. Maybe Riley needs to try and stop these attempted overtakes and try and get as close to him as he can and get him on the straight. But again, Riley's got so much better drive. And does he go again? This is where we failed last time. Pulls out. Does he get it slowed down in time? Definitely gets it slowed down in time. I think what threw him off last time also was he took a hell of a lot of curb. And it threw him off. But now, with Lee Webb at DRS, and will he just basically try and take that position back off Riley? I don't think he will. I don't think it's close enough. So Riley's next job now is to get onto the back of his teammate and start clawing himself. All he has to do is clear his teammate, and then he's got, like I've mentioned already, 1, 2, 3. Riley could get himself up to fourth. Riley could.
Can you hear me loud and clear? I've realised this whole time my mic's coming out my PlayStation controller, not my headset.
Oh,
so
you sound a lot better now.
I've been coming out of my controller, not my headset, because obviously I remoted on. So I sound a lot better now, I can tell I do. But I've been talking to my headset like I've been wearing it, and it's been coming out my wireless controller that's been God knows how far away. So we'll carry on. Apologies for that, everybody. But yeah, we're carrying on now. Riley again managed to jump by Lee Webb finally.
And he's nearly dropped Lee Webb out of DRS as well.
Yeah, I suspect again that obviously, Basson will probably let Riley go for the sake of the championship, but Basson right now needs to do everything he can just to keep close to pray for you. Calvin's in! What?
Is it
Calvin got
wing
damage. Calvin got damage, 40 front right wing damage. He's in for a new wing. This has not been the best day out for, well, realistically speaking, the fastest driver in Elite for the last 2 or 3 races. This has not been.
Arbeck Dory, in all that, we missed that. Arbeck Dory and Andre are going at it.
Right, do you two, Andre and Arbeck Dory, do you mind just doing it again, please, so we can watch that back?
Yeah,
we missed that.
Oh, he's got a big slide.
Oh, he's had his contact between the McLaren and the V-Carb. This is the race now for the victory. Arbeck Dory, realistically speaking, does not need to get by Andre, but I'm sure he wants to. I'm sure Andre wants to win this on track with his illness and just see what he can do. Calvin has got so much work to do. He needs to gain at something silly like 3 seconds a lap, which is just not possible. Calvin is out of this race unless there's a safety car.
So that opens up a 3rd place for Riley to limit the damage.
Yeah.
To limit the damage, and maybe in the back of Riley's mind, unless he's been fluking all of us, but Arbeck Dory, but in the back of Riley's mind, he could just try and limit the damage. One moment, guys.
Apologize. Carry on, don't worry about it, mate. So again, Andre and Arbeck Dory now just going for the race victory between the two of them. I think Andre's lost it again. Arbeck Dory saw a chance on the outside, but that RV car is just suffering from rear end balance. It just looks a bit loose. Just doesn't seem happy. Arbeck Dory again, traction control blitzing itself, trying to keep up. Let's have a look now to the outside. Goes Arbeck Dory here. I know you guys can't see this, but Arbeck Dory takes the inside line for the next turn and gets the move done cleanly. As Andre got him to stay about it, he's going to think about it. Arbeck Dory around the outside. It's not a problem. Mick, carry on. Just jump to the lead fight as Andre has to yield. And
all of this battling, when he gets very close to the wall again, there's Andre, but all of this battling, even though he's got a 3-second time penalty, he's just pulling Speechy. That was 9.5 seconds a little while ago. It's now 7.7, and Speechy is dragging along Looney Man, Prey, Riley, and Riley has got the move done on Basson, and they've managed to keep themselves in DRS, so that's fantastic. From the Mercedes boys. And I don't know if you heard at the beginning of the stream, the Mercedes boys currently have a 101 point lead with 3 races left.
Yeah, Mercedes should be the one to yellow flags. It looks like someone's been in. Lee Webb's in the wall. Lee Webb again has made a mistake. This will be fine to carry on, because again the problem is with a reduced safety car is it's ever so slightly too lenient even on a circuit like this, right? And you know, you put it on standard here.
Andre was just on board with Andre. Sorry about that, Stiggy. He's just had a massive tank slapper.
I just saw it on your stream. Christ, that was a big one. So yeah, this is the problem with the safety car on this game, is that on standard on this track, someone drops it and they're throwing out a red flag every single time. On reduced, they just don't give a shit. So
I'll tell you who's doing well. I'll tell you who's doing well, and we haven't mentioned it. Speechy. He's had Looney Man, Prey, Riley, and Basson in DRS for a hell of a long time, a fair few laps, but they're still yet to get in front of him.
Yeah, they can't get him. Calvin fast lap of the race.
The only problem is keeping these boys this close. It's going to cost him at the end of the race with that 3 second time penalty.
Yeah, I mean, currently right now, Speech is going to finish off behind, probably behind Basson, if not Alligator, depending on how it goes. But this is the problem, Speechy. We said it at the start. You've got the pace, mate. You're P3 right now. Admittedly, you're 10 seconds off the leader, but everybody else is. But you're P3. Why focus on not getting track limit violations and you'd win a championship, mate? This is what we need to bear
that's just
in mind.
giving the breather. I was just clicked on board with Looney Man. It looked like he maybe missed a gear, and he's now dropped out of the DRS zone. He's now dropped to 1.2, and he could be coming under attack from Pray For Ye and Riley.
I expect Pray For Ye here will be trying to go by and get a slingshot onto the back of Speechy. And
Riley got very close to the wall there. Very, very close to Riley. He's going to have a run at Pray For Ye now. Oh, he had to get out of the throttle. He had that much of a good run over Pray For Ye. He's had to get out the throttle.
Yeah, I mean, Riley here is like hunting this right now, and I'm just expect that.
And look at Arbidori. Look, he's now 3.2 out in front. Wow.
This has been a great recovery drive. Bear in mind, I mean, I know that everybody, I say everybody, Arbidori, Andre, I think it was Lee Webb and Calvin, so far have all been in the walls with each other. They've all been in the walls, so they've been spun out as Riley goes wide
and
gets a penalty.
Second part, he's on board with Riley just as that happened. And I'm sure Pray For Ye in front of him took the exact same route, so I think Pray For Ye might have just got a warning there also. So another man who is here or hereabouts, and if this gap does keep closing, because he's not, I don't want to jinx him, but he normally goes around penalty free. One who's looking strong at the minute, if Speechy still keeps putting him along and closing that gap, Looney Man could be looking at a possible second place here.
I'm just looking here, so it looks like there's 2 warnings for Looney Man already. I'm just checking what they're for. One of them is for a collision with Alligator, the other one is, I'll have a look for you here on the race director, track limit. So Looney Man's only on 1 warning so far. He's on a warning for a collision at the start of the race and another one for track limit violation. So Looney Man not out of this race yet. Again, easy chance for a podium. Depending on how the pace goes, could be P2. I think that's unlikely at the moment, but again,
Riley's all over the back. Pray For Ye. Pray For Ye goes defensive.
Yeah, this is. I'm affected Riley here. He's going to have to go for something. Go for a pretty not very tame move to get down the inside of Pray For Ye, because at the moment he hasn't got the pace at the right point on the track. Except Pray For Ye had a small bit of oversteer coming up to the end of the straight. Let's see if Riley's going to go for something silly down the inside. Thinks better of it.
I don't think he will.
But it doesn't matter, because Pray For Ye's made a mistake. Has Riley got a chance on the outside? He's having a look on the brakes.
Very hard corner to overtake on.
Great positioning there, but great positioning there of the Alpine. Just kind of ran Riley out of road there, and he had to think better of it. So Riley had to yield for yet another lap. And again, just dampening his chances here.
Speechy's now got it down at 4.7. He's retired. He's a safety car, and there we've got him on stream.
There he is in
He's
the wall.
lost it there. Wow.
So this is Calvin's chance here. This is Riley's chance. So I'm sure.
Does anyone risk it on softs? Does anyone risk it for softs?
This is softs at the end. I think here the tyres will hold up. They'll be a bit dead, but the safety car.
Arbidori's going to be absolutely fuming. He got that gap.
It's a free pit stop here for Arbidori though. This is almost free. Arbidori needs to take a new set of tyres, which he is going to do. He's going to put up on a new set of softs, I expect, at this point, or a fresh set of mediums, depends on the race tyre. But he's safely in. Speechy also in as well. Yeah, I think everybody should be in. Only person who might not try is Basson. Basson should stay out here. Basson should really stay out. He hasn't listened to me. It's too late. Basson should have stayed out and taken the chance to be the net lead driver. There's someone else. Lee Webb's going to come in. Calvin will have to. He's not going to gain any time from this, so Calvin will be in. Merck's double stacking though, but Basson could have done himself a favour there and taken the lead of the race. So a bit of a shame there for the second Merck driver. Yeah.
Alligator's in the pit. Praised on medium.
Yeah, everybody said, I suspect Calvin will probably take the chance for a fresh set of soft. He's not going to gain any positions here doing this. He's not going to lose any. This is a free pit stop here for Calvin. There's nothing wrong with boxing again. He actually has wing damage, I think, actually, Calvin has. I'll have a quick look on the screen. See if I can spin over. He does 86% front right. Calvin's got damage again. This is his third wing change of this race. Clearly,
he's got a spare one. Look, stop showing him the spare wings you got.
He's probably borrowed Pray for Ye's wing at this point. But this has not been a great display here for Calvin. Clearly he's just not a fan of the track. But everybody's on the back of the safety car now.
And a big surprise, Figgy's not as foregone as I thought it would. And Calvin's pit, and it stuck him on 7 lap old mediums.
Yeah, this is the shit game for you. Calvin, put a fresh set of softs on, mate. The thing is, Calvin already had a used set of mediums. This was not a game bug, unless obviously Calvin's POV says otherwise. I mean, it does happen. I've had it first hand where I've boxed for what I've been told is a new medium tyre, and it's put on a old set of mediums, and I had the new set still in the list. So it does happen.
I don't think this safety car is going to be in this lap. So Calvin, you do have time to repick.
So I think, Calvin, needs to take the chance here and put a new set of tyres on. I think because those mediums, 7 lap old, they won't be bad.
Speechy's fuming. He just got Looney Man out of DRS.
Yeah, I bet he is. So Calvin needs to do this lap as fast as he can here.
These guys with these penalties are going to struggle now.
Yeah, look at Calvin here. He's pushing. He's doing a quali lap because he needs to get back and keep in front of Prof. So I think he should come out clear of Prof here. Obviously, right now, Calvin and Prof are not tied to a delta anymore. So he's had to fly as fast as he can. He's got the understeer. Has he got damage again? I'm having another look at Calvin's wing. And no, the wing is intact, so the car is okay. But that front right, 22% wear to that front right of that on that medium.
Yeah,
so
he needs
a new set of tyres here.
Get a set of softs on.
Yeah, there should be a set of softs here for Calvin in the Alpine.
to Prof behind, so he should come out in front of Prof.
Yeah, this should be pretty simple here for the Alpine, in nice and early here, no harm done. So let's have a quick chat then, Mick. What are your thoughts so far? We've obviously got Speechy in second on a penalty. We've got Arbeck Dory suffering, but has clearly been the fastest man on track so far. Yeah. Apart from Calvin, assuming his wings intact. But where are we? This is all over the place.
This extra lap, I believe, will hurt Pray for Ye. If they would have gone last lap, I believe my money might have been on Pray for Ye on their mediums, but we're going to go round, start of lap. It's only going to be 5 laps on the soft. I'm sure the softs will be able to complete them 5 laps.
They'll be about 35-40% worn end of the race, so they should be easily fine to go at the end here. The mediums to Pray for Ye, admittedly though, will come into play maybe 2 or 3 laps from the end. They'll be the better tyre to be on. But
and he'll see in front. And he'll see in front. Speechy's got a 3 second. Yeah. But the thing is, if he comes under attack from Riley and Alligator behind, that's the question.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Arbeck Dory here. I mean, the thing is, let's have a look. So Calvin, sadly, did not get out of the pit lane quick enough, so he's actually behind Prof. He could. So, but that he should have put a fresh. But that's okay. I mean, he's still P10. Admittedly, he's carrying a penalty, but at the moment, I think Arbeck Dory's got this one in the bag. Yep. I think unless Speechy has got some somehow untold, unknown pace and gets the position, but right now Riley needs to.
In this lap.
I mean, I think I feel bad for Basin here because I feel like Basin might have to do the team game here and back everybody up behind him. I think Basin needs to kind of back up Lee Webb, Prof and Calvin and give Riley that 3-second buffer he needs to finish in front of him. This is championship winning. This is championship defining races now. A championship is won throughout the whole season, but you know what points you're on, and you know that Arbeck Dory is not attending one race. Basin might need to play the team game here and not back him up illegally, but just not drive
Oh, and he's nearly put it in the
Should.
wall, Abegdori. I've just jumped on board with him. He nearly put it in the wall.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, right, so this is gone. Abegdori's gone early.
He's got a decent jump on Speechy also.
Speechy's been caught napping,
But
but we'll see it at turn one.
but so is Looney Man also. Looney Man was
Yeah,
fell
but-
7.5 tenths behind.
Saying that
Pray for
Speechy
ye
looks switched
struggling.
on so
Pray for these.
far.
Pray for ye
these-
fell out
these
of DRS
mediums-
already.
Yeah, these mediums not getting switched on. This is good news for Riley because should be able to. So that was a good one. That was, wasn't it? Be able to dispatch of F1 Riley. Sorry, dispatch of Pray for Ye pretty easily. I'm just reading Thomas Beach's there. Wing damage at the start of the race, picking up warnings. Yeah, well, don't get wing damage and then don't drive as fast when you do get wing damage, Tom. Easy, mate. But you know, I think Riley here should be able to dispatch of Pray for Ye pretty swiftly. I think then it's kind of a case of where do we go from here.
Now, 1 minute, Stiggy, but look, Speechy could use this to his advantage. He's dropped Looney Man out of DRS. If he can cling on to the back of Arbeck-Dory and get Arbeck-Dory to pull him on in DRS, he could.
Yeah,
Because look,
absolutely.
it's 1.4. Speechy's looking at a nailed on second place.
Yeah, this is a great move. And the thing is I mean, he might not get second, but third's absolutely on the cards here for the Ferrari. So, and right now, I mean, he's hanging on the back of Arbeck-Dory. I suspect he'll go for a run on him because I think it makes sense at the moment to DRS swap and kind of goodbye because you don't want to stand behind them. But if Pray for Ye gets by Looney Man at the good point on the circuit and then is slower in the middle set because those mediums won't be switched on yet.
Speechy, there you go.
Speechy,
Look.
fastest lap of the race. Speechy might have to go for this one and bring home
Speechy's looking at second. He's got 2 seconds to Looney Man now.
Yeah, great early stint here from the Ferrari.
And that's going to extend a lot now because he's going to get DRS down this straight.
Absolutely. Calvin dispatches of Prof into P9 now, so a decent lap from Calvin as well. R. Riley still licking his wounds in P5. Basin is trying his best to, I assume, just not drive to his full potential here, just kind of back up those cars and try and protect that position for Riley. As Speech just stays behind. Speech is not in a position right now. I don't think he really wants to either. Speech doesn't need to win this race. I think he wants to do well.
Speechy, if we would have offered Speechy second at the start of this race, he would have snapped our hands off.
100%. I think he sees that. I think he sees Arbeck-Dory's the faster driver, and sometimes you just need to let him go because it benefits your race as well. You know,
again, he's going to get another DRS straight to put him out. And there's the 3 seconds.
He's done it.
There's the 3 seconds.
Fantastic stint from
I don't
Speechy
even
and
want to say
Arbeck-Dory
it.
so
I
far.
don't even want to say it, but knowing Speechy the knobhead and would like to go pick up another 3 seconds.
Curse, mate. This is commentator's curse. I'm
He'll pick up another 3 seconds.
I'm going to annoy him here. I'll have a look, shall we? Let's have a look at the track limits violation. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Good news.
He hasn't got 6 seconds yet. The bad news is he's 1 warning off.
If he does it, I'm going to absolutely rip shit out. Mind you, the way he's driving at the minute, getting pulled along by Arbeck-Dory, he could even cover that 6 seconds off.
He doesn't need to. Yeah,
Pray for Ye now. Pray for Ye's going to put Looney Man under big pressure now.
Speech, he doesn't need to do anything stupid here. I'll have a look at Calvin's. I'll have a jump over to Calvin just if we can check his tyre wear. Actually, I can check Speechy's, can't I? Speechy right now, 15% rear right, so the tyres are hanging on perfectly fine. As we expected, about 7% a lap the softs, so they'll easily do the distance. They'll be fine. Again, not a good race tyre at all, but they'll be fine for this stint. As we can see now, Pray for Ye is starting to get on the back of Looney Man.
Calvin and Lee Webb going at it.
Riley nearly takes Looney Man out. Just while Pray for Ye saw a bit of a poke there, but look at Pray for Ye all over the back of Looney Man, who's got no overtake really left. Pray for Ye on 50%, 100%. Sorry. So.
And there's 4.3 for Speechy. Speechy's just gone trying to pull that gap out just to give him a bit of security.
Yeah. Basin doing God's work again. Basin's got the gap to 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds now. 3. Oh, it's Lee Webb! Lee Webb has got to be inside of Calvin out of nowhere.
And this is just going to help it now. This is just going to help him now.
Yeah, so Basin right now has got that gap
There's
to
the
Riley.
3 seconds. There's the 3 seconds.
This should be P6 for Riley, worst case scenario at the moment, which is great team play there from the other Mercedes driver.
If Basson gets that time, and he's still within 3 seconds, I'm sure, coming to the line, as long as he's covered behind, Basson will just lift off the throttle and make sure, because at the moment he takes Riley's position. He takes Riley's position at the moment, but I reckon if he gets this to the last lap, he's got 1.3 to the car behind, knowing that the car behind's also got a 3 second time penalty. as we come around that last corner, I'm sure Basson would just lift off the throttle, and that'd be Riley only losing one position.
Yeah, agreed. I think right now, I said as well, I mean, the gap to Calvin has not got DRS on Lee Webb, on Basin, sorry. So Lee Webb here.
Pray for ye and Looney Man kind of moved a little bit in the braking zone there.
Oh, pray for ye down the inside. Basin gets a penalty. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, well, I mean, I guess it does Riley a favour because it'll mean he'll finish in front of him. But
Pray for ye got to move down, but at what cost? It's now 5.2. At least he's going to get a podium if it stays like this.
Look at Riley getting racy. Riley's tired of waiting, I think. These two are fighting each other too hard, and Riley wants to get involved in this scrap. Look at Riley, he's tagged him. Riley's tagged Looney Man on the brakes. This is very aggressive from the Mercedes. I don't know if he's hit his wing or not. I haven't got his. I don't have Riley's telemetry, so I can't see. But Riley's using too much curb there. It's not even the fastest way around the track doing that.
And look at Speechy. Speechy, even though he's got that penalty, Speechy just going to say, I want the race win now.
Speechy going to take the points over the line. This is going to be ridiculous. Oh, victory! Go on, Speechy! He takes the lead! 2 laps to go! Speechy's in the lead. Bro, he's sweating his boots. Speechy, the air is thin up there. He's not used to being this high up. Look at him, he's struggling already. He's already. He can hear us. He can hear the two of us laughing our heads off in the comms box. Speechy must be struggling here. Fuck knows what's going on. It's what's going on. Look at Armegdori. Armegdori wants it again. I think Speechy should have to yield as Armegdori nearly takes him out. Side by side. Yeah. Oh, Armegdori goes wide. Why are they fighting? Stop fighting. You just need to yield. Speechy just needs to yield. He needs to give him the space. I think if Speechy just backs off to like 6-7 tenths of a second, I think Armegdori will get the gist that I don't want to race you. He doesn't want to race him, so this is silly.
That could have all finished there for Armegdori. That big moment. Wow,
Armegdori does not need to drive this hard, and neither does Speech. This is ridiculous for these two drivers. Not giving an inch, and it's giving Pray For Ye more and more collateral to start catching up.
And now the mediums are tied to be on. Look, that was 2 seconds a little while ago. Basson's all the way back now. This is not doing Riley no favours.
Alligator now fighting against F1 Riley down the outside because Alligator gets it turned in nicely. Where's Basin? Or Basin's got a run on Riley. This is not what Riley needs at all. Basin really needs to work with Riley. Basin's yielding. They're both yielding with each other there. Look at this. So Basin playing the team game.
Speechy again.
Who's dropped it? Someone's dropped it. Looney Man
dropped it, but I think I just see Armegdori one wide. Imagine if that was a warning and he would have picked up 3 seconds there.
Yeah, I'll have a look. Armegdori seems okay there, but his Speechy going to try and go for this on track. Let's have a look. He's got the foot down. He's Speechy going to go for it. He hasn't. No, he's not using the overtake. Speechy, he don't want it. Speechy don't want the action right now. Armegdori must know that he doesn't need to have this fight with him. Just bring it home, both of you, and you'll take the points between you. F1 Riley, though, does need this fight. Is he going to have to look at Alligator here? He needs to protect himself because right now, Basin is not... Oh, it's Calvin down the inside of Basin, rams him off the road. I think Calvin needs to maybe yield that one.
That's
safe. Basin goes down the inside. Basin's put Calvin nearly in the wall. Basin needs to start backing up his teammate. He needs to start backing up for his teammate. How is he going to defend this? As Riley must have some sort of...
But Calvin's not the problem. Lee Webb is the problem.
Yeah, Leo's a problem here. Look at the backing up here from Basin, just doing everything he can to protect himself. Everything he can. He needs half a second. He can't.
No,
the gap is 7. The gap is 7 tenths of a second. Speechy just needs to bring it home. Don't fuck it up, Speechy, please.
He's going against me.
He's going to go for it. Speechy's going to go for it. Armegdori must be yielding. Down the inside, Armegdori, and he's dropped it. Speechy's nearly dropped it. The gap. Lost the gap. Oh my God! Pray for you 3 seconds. No, he's lost it.
Praise your seconds, Speechy. What have you done?
What have you done? No.
What have you done, Speech?
What have you done? Why did you do that? Alligator P4, Basin over the line P5.
And in all of that, we see Riley dropped down to 8th.
8th. What must have happened there? What happened there at the end?
Wow.
I mean, firstly...
Well done, Speechy. What were you doing fighting Armegdori?
Why did you do that?
Unless Speech, he feels, Stiggy, unless he got one of them dodgy double warnings and he felt that he could get that 3 second removed.
He was on. He was on 5 seconds of, and he was on 5 seconds anyway. He'd need to got a few of them removed. It's perfectly
Oh
possible,
yeah,
but
5 warnings. Yeah, of course.
it kind of
Yeah.
seems like, the thing is, like, did he even need to race that? Because he's cost himself P3 there. I mean,
P2.
great news congratulations to Arbeg Dory for the race win.
Yeah,
He's
well done,
done everything
Arbeg.
he needs to do, considering Arbeg Dory's in the wars right now. Fastest lap though, hands down, Speechy 5:22, fastest lap of the race, people. Take a bow by 3 thousandths of a second over Arbeg Dory. I forgot about the lap behind us. I've just checked Speechy. So far ahead. And kept dropping back.
Speech.
Oh,
Honestly,
Speechy.
other than that, Speechy, great drive, mate. And yeah,
That's good
smashed that
drive.
fastest lap. Well, no, just by a smidgen from Arbeg Dory.
It was 0.003, the gap in fastest laps. I mean, he just got it. Extra point for Speechy. But yeah, Arbig Dory takes the victory. Pray for EP2. Speechy third. Alligator then
So I
fourth.
reckon-
Lee fifth. Prof sixth. Basin seventh. Riley eighth. Calvin ninth. Looneyman 10th. DNF for Andre and Royal Rumble.
I reckon that's going to push Arbeg Dory to maybe 20 odd points. He's had 5 already. 20 odd points in front. Does Arbeg Dory cancel his Thailand trip and turn up for?
Where did Riley finish again? Was it 8th in the end?
8th, I think. Yeah.
Right, let's have a look at the points player. Let's have a look at the points. So
50 points for the win.
50 points for a win. P8, 21 points. So he'd have gained 29 points.
Plus the 5, so it's 34-point gap he's got.
What's the 5 for?
He was already 5 in front before tonight's race.
It's already 5 in front. Right,
so it's
okay.
39 points.
The gap now will be 29 points.
29 points. 29 points.
29 points gained on it.
34, yeah. So 34 points
34
in front.
Points clear.
If we have this race result next week, he can afford to miss the last race and win the championship.
He can. So if Arbeg Dory wins the race and Riley finishes 4th, championship over.
Yeah.
I believe that's the maths. That is the maths.
Yep.
Championship over.
He needs to beat him by 20 points.
If Riley, yeah. So this is
too busy laughing at you two taking the piss, distracting me. So I blame you guys. We love your speech.
Speechy, mate. What were you doing? Too busy laughing at you two taking the piss. Mate, we're in fits, to be honest, Speechy. Well, Speechy's going off next week. No, you can't turn the damn. You can't turn it off, mate. No, you just got to deal with it.
Love you too, Pigeon. Mate. Love you too, Pigeon, mate. I'll give you love tonight, Pitch. But at 12 o'clock, at 12 midnight, mate, you're bum boy again because we roll into Wednesday. But anyway, look, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Arbeg Dory, Riley, Gaz, Tom Speech, Danny Robinson. Thank you all. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Pray for Ye, Egolf, Lee Webb. Thank you, all the boys who have tuned into the stream. I'll make sure Basson. Make sure I ain't missing no one. Pray for Ye. I've mentioned you. Thank you, everybody. Great drive from everyone tonight. Big, massive shout out. Big, massive shout out to Arbeg Dory for racing way under the weather. It wasn't the best, the greatest performance from Calvin. He'll look to fire, but I reckon he's going to be a driver to be reckoned with anyway. But that's if he's even in this division next year. He may get put up. I'm sure Arbeg Dory will be put up next year also.
Arbeg Dory and Calvin will move into the next tier. Yeah, they should be.
Stiggy, driver of the day, mate. Who are we going to go for?
I mean, I really want to give it to Speechy. I really do, but he again made. The thing is, Arbeg Dory though. I think I've got to give it to him again. I mean, he's ill. And he dropped it. There was obviously an accident somewhere between him and Lee Webb.
And look, that does it now. Look at the comment. Top man, Speechy. Top man, mate. Arbeg has to get it, surely. There you go.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it was Arbeg Dory for driver of the day there. I mean, Speechy was a second, but again, if Speechy got second, I'd have given it to him.
Yeah.
Because that second place was in the bag.
You know what? Look, we're going to give out 2 awards. They're both DOTD. Arbeg Dory, driver of the day.
Driver of the day, and then douchebag of the day goes to Speechy for not somehow bottling a 5 second a 5-second track more than a 5-second gap in the space of 2 sectors.
There you go, Speech. You got your award,
home.
mate. You've got your award. But anyway, gentlemen, that's us done for tonight. I'll take that. That's us done for tonight. We'll be back next Tuesday. I don't even know what track it is. We'll wing it as we do every Tuesday. Back tomorrow for DTS. Maybe, I'm not too sure 100% if I'm going to be on comms or not. I have been asked to jump into comms. Thursday, we're back with F2. Friday is Realistic with Fear and Reevski. And I'm back on Sunday with Stiggy, trying to sew up his championship. But gentlemen, again, thank you everybody. Stiggy, thank you as well, buddy. Thank you. It's been a pleasure again. And I've been Mick as always. He's been Stiggy, and we'll catch you boys on the rebound. Take care and enjoy the rest of your week, whatever you're doing, lads.